So today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a 90s and early 2000s theme backdrop. I couldn't find some anywhere at all, so I decided to make my own. So continue watching and I'll show you guys how I made it. So I went to Hobby Lobby, aka Hobby Lobby, and I bought myself, 3 yards of fabric. And it was a little too long and not wide enough, so I just had to cut it up and sew it myself. As you can see, this is what I'm doing right now. But to make it even easier for you guys, I just recommend you buy the 2-yard fabric from Walmart. It already comes perfectly proportioned for the banner, so just do that instead. You don't have to do what I did. It's enough for like 2 people to pose on, and it's not gonna be crammed. That's gonna be the backdrop. Okay. So I'm gonna go make the stencils now for the spray paint. Here is the paper. Like I said, it's just a thicker version of the paper, and I'm gonna draw a small heart. It doesn't have to be symmetrical or anything. I mean, it'll be nice if it is. If you can't make it symmetrical, it is okay. So the way that I do it is I'm not gonna draw a straight line. I'm going to sketch it out, and as I go, I figure out the shape. So that's how you make sure that you kind of make a pretty heart. So as you can see, I did draw it out, and this has a lot more sketchy lines to it because I had to adjust to make it look somewhat symmetrical. So now with an X-Acto knife, you're gonna go in and you're just gonna cut it out. So this is my heart, guys. Okay, so I have my big heart here, the little heart here, little shiny shine thingy-majiggy. And let's get to painting.
I'm excited.
So I used tape to hang it up. So here's where I sewed it together, and now it is a much better proportional size for pictures. I think a little heart will be easier. ¿Cómo se dice? ¿Cómo se abre? Also, I don't recommend doing this in your room. You need a place with
good ventilation.
Oh, damn it!
You got the square!
I got out of the lines! No! I mean, the heart looks really good. See, this is what you gotta practice on something that's not the final product. This is her up close. I have a few regrets using that spray paint because it stinks. Look, I have it on my fingers. You can't really see it. But shout out to my boyfriend for buying me this 15 years ago before I met him.
It wasn't 15 years ago.
How long ago?
Like in 2011 when I bought it.
Okay, 2011. Almost 10 years ago.
Holy fuck! Ah!
He feels
I bought that
old.
shit 10 years ago?
Alejandro bought this in high school with like all the money he had.
Yeah,
and he used
I saved up.
He saved up, and it's a
Iwata!
No! It's a airbrush machine thingy-majiggy.
It's a compressor to be more exact.
Yeah, I guess.
For airbrushing.
So he bought a whole kit and everything, and he used it I think like once.
I used it for an entire month actually.
Oh, okay, but yeah, he got the whole thing, and then I didn't even know he had it. Yes. Yay!
Hey, don't do that!
Damn it!
Alondra!
I'm
You're
a
like a movie!
I can see that the spray paint is a lot more opaque than the airbrush, so we might have to go.
This is very fine.
I might have to go in and just like. Ah! I touched it again. All right, I'm gonna try to fix these because these are not as bright as this one for sure. So let's see. So as you can see, I am attempting to use the airbrush thingy-majiggy, and it's turning out pretty cute if I do say so myself. So check out this cute little montage of me trying it out But let me just say it is a lot of work because it feels like I'm doing so much, but in reality, it takes a while to fill them out. So if you do have the opportunity to use Airbrush, definitely try it out because it does look really beautiful. But if it's not as accessible to you, you can still use spray paint, and I will show you guys how to do that. This is what it looks like so far. I feel like I've done so much, but in reality, it is nothing. Something happened to the little thingamajiggy, the little compressor, and well, nothing happened to the compressor. The airbrush thing wasn't working as well as I wanted it to, but it started to like clog up really easily, so I don't have the time to be cleaning it and spray painting and cleaning it and spray painting. I just want to finish it already because I have like the top half to finish, and so I'm gonna try to do the spray paint. Look at this is Alejandro's heart. I'm gonna try to do the top with some spray paint. And those top two little hearts right there, those are spray paint. As you can see, it will be different. It's not gonna have the cute little effect like this, but at least I know that, you know, it's kind of somewhat filled. All right, time to start spray painting on this on this backdrop. And as you can see, it is so much quicker than the airbrush that I was using earlier. The only thing is that it is pretty smelly, so I do recommend good ventilation. As you can see, it's very crisp compared to this one, which is airbrushed, and I guess that's the point of airbrush. It looks soft, it's a nice fade. So I started to use my little spray paint. This is just the flat matte one. It is super fast, okay? And the trick here is that you just gotta know where you're aiming. That's all it is, because this was the first one I did and I didn't aim properly. I aimed a little more outwards. So if you want to do it, you can do it with spray paint. You don't need to buy an airbrush compressor and an airbrush kit. If you wanted to look airbrush, definitely go for it because it is super cute. But if you want to do it more like this style, you can, and it'll still be just as cute, okay? I just want to show you guys real quick what I mean when I say spray paint on the outside towards the stencil. Don't make sure you're aiming in this general area, because if you don't, it's gonna spray out there. Aiming towards the actual stencil itself. So I actually bought a 2-yard fabric from Walmart. This one right here, the Waverly Inspirations 100% cotton, 2 yards of fabric. So I just put it there for the time being. I did iron it, but I feel like clearly you can still see the dents in it, so I have to go back and iron it. But when you do iron it, make sure you iron it backwards so you're not ironing on the paint, because you don't want to mess up your iron. I don't know what it will do to your stuff, so just be aware. There are my Nerf guns, ignore that. This took me like 5 minutes or less, honestly. This was super fast to do compared to the airbrush one here. The only thing I do recommend is that you don't do it on a wall like this. It did seep through and it's now painted on the back of my drawer. Huh?
Now that I think about it, also seeped through that one.
Yeah, it did definitely 110%, but this is white paint, so you can't see it at all, I hope. Just keep that in mind. Be aware that you might most likely seep through if you do use spray paint. So do it in your garage or do it outside. Maybe do it like on a sidewalk on your driveway. This probably took me like 3 hours because of the airbrush, having to stop and clean it, having to refill. And then I did the top stuff with the airbrush and my stencils that I made. And then I decided to go ahead and do this one. Wow, that just fell. Okay, that's cool. So yeah, this is pretty much done. And all that's left to do is iron it and then get ready for pictures. Here's just a little clip of my boyfriend and I. We were just posing and recording at the same time. The pictures that we took, obviously they do not look like the 2000s glamour shots yet. You still have to edit them yourself, but that's all part of the magic and all part of the fun. Once you edit them to your liking, make them look kind of similar to those glamour shots from the early 2000s. Post them on your Insta, tag me, tag ALEJANDRO, and I would love to see them. And as you can see, the pictures came out so freaking cute. I loved it, and I really recommend you guys try it out. But let's say that you don't have the time to make your own little backdrop. Say you don't have the space to make your own backdrop, you know? So we got you. I got you. Guess what? You can now purchase your own little backdrop like this on our website and on our shop. Link is down below, and tag us. I would love to see those pictures. And there's more videos coming up pretty soon. If you want to keep up with my art shenanigans, I suggest you guys subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye! Wow, how do you use this?